Have you ever wondered if someone is secretly attracted to you, but they just won't say it? Well, you don't have to be a mind reader because science has already cracked the code. Studies show that our bodies reveal attraction before our brains even process it. In fact, research from the University of Chicago suggests that non-verbal cues account for over 93% of communication when it comes to attraction. That means before someone even utters a word, their body has already spilled the truth. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot the 4 subtle signs that someone is sexually attracted to you without them even realizing it themselves. Oh, and here's the best part. Stick around till the very end, because we've got a bonus sign that most people overlook. But it's actually one of the strongest giveaways. Let's get started. Welcome to AIMA, your go-to channel for real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Sign number 1, is it hot in here? Or is it just me? Have you ever been talking to someone and suddenly noticed them fanning themselves, loosening their collar, or even taking off a layer of clothing? Maybe you thought, is it just me, or did it suddenly get warmer in here? Well, here's the thing, it probably is just you, or more accurately, you might be the reason they're heating up. Science backs this up. A 2014 study, published in the Journal of Neuroscience, found that when someone is sexually attracted to another person, their hypothalamus, the part of the brain responsible for regulating body temperature, becomes activated, causing a slight but noticeable rise in body heat. It's an automatic biological reaction. They don't even realize it's happening, but their body does so. What does this look like in real life? Imagine this, you're on a date and everything seems to be going well. You're engaged in conversation, laughing, making eye contact. Then suddenly you notice something. They shift in their seat. Maybe they roll up their sleeves, run their fingers through their hair, or even sip their drink a little more frequently. You might see a slight flush creeping up their neck or cheeks, not from embarrassment, but from their body responding to attraction. And it's not just about temperature. Increased blood flow also makes their skin more sensitive to touch, which is why you might see them brushing their own arm or adjusting their clothes more than usual. Here's what to look for. They subtly remove a layer, like a jacket or scarf, even when the room temperature hasn't changed. Their cheeks look slightly flushed, even though they're not shy or embarrassed. They touch their face, neck, or collarbone. More often, their palms might be a little sweaty, leading them to fidget with objects like their phone or glass. It's subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's easy to spot next time you're with someone and they seem to be feeling the heat. Take note, because it might just be you turning up the temperature. Sign number 2. No auto-tune needed. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and all of a sudden their voice just sounds different? Maybe it's a little softer, deeper, or even more melodic. If you've ever wondered why, here's your answer. Their voice is literally adjusting to the attraction they feel toward you. It's not something they consciously decide to do. It's a biological response. A study from Albright College in Pennsylvania found that both men and women unconsciously change the tone and pitch of their voices when speaking to someone they find attractive. Here's how it works. Men tend to lower their voices, making them sound deeper and more dominant. It's an evolutionary trait designed to signal confidence and masculinity. Women, on the other hand, often raise their pitch slightly, making their voice sound more feminine and engaging. And the reason behind it, it's all about increasing attraction. When someone changes their voice around you, their subconscious is working to make them sound more appealing. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how someone's voice softens when they're flirting, or how a guy's voice gets smoother when he's trying to impress someone? That's no accident. It's their body trying to fine-tune the perfect frequency for attraction. If you're still not sure, try this simple test. Pay attention to how they sound when they're talking to a group, and then compare it to how they sound when they're talking to you. If their tone changes, when they shift their focus toward you, Chances are you've got their attention in more ways than one. If you notice someone's voice sounding a little different around you compared to others, they might just be feeling something extra. Sign number 3. What big eyes you have. The eyes don't just see attraction, they show it. And one of the clearest yet most overlooked signs of sexual attraction is pupil dilation. Science has proven that when someone is sexually attracted to you, their pupils automatically get bigger. It's not something they control. It's a direct response to a rush of dopamine and norepinephrine, the brain chemicals responsible for desire and excitement. According to studies from the University of California, pupil dilation is one of the most reliable indicators of attraction. Here's why this happens. When we see something we desire, whether it's a person we're attracted to, an amazing meal, or even a beautiful piece of art, our brain releases chemicals that make us more engaged and excited. And because our pupils are directly linked to this emotional response, they widen as a way of taking in more of what excites us. So how can you spot this in real life? First, check the lighting. Pupil dilation naturally happens in dim light. So if you're in a candlelit restaurant, this sign won't tell you much. But if you're in bright lighting and their pupils are still wide, that's a strong clue. Second, notice how long they look at you. When someone is attracted to you, their eyes tend to linger just a little longer than necessary. You might notice them locking eyes with you more often, or holding your gaze for a few extra seconds before looking away. Third, pay attention to their expression. Have you ever been told someone's eyes light up when they see you? That's not just a poetic phrase. When someone is excited to be around you, their pupils dilate, making their eyes appear brighter and more engaged. This is one of those subconscious signs that people don't realize they're showing, which makes it all the more reliable. If someone's pupils are dialed in on you, they just might be dialed in on something more than a casual chat. Before we proceed, if you find value in this video, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us grow and makes you an integral part of our journey, and we deeply appreciate your contribution. Now let's return to our discussion. Sign number 4, partner. C. Partner. Have you ever been talking to someone and noticed that they start mirroring your movements? Maybe you lean in slightly and they do the same, or you take a sip of your drink and a few seconds later they follow suit. If this sounds familiar, there's a good chance that person is subconsciously attracted to you. This phenomenon is called mirroring, and it's one of the strongest non-verbal cues of attraction. According to research from New York University, people unconsciously mimic the body language of those they feel connected to. It's an instinctive way of saying, I'm in sync with you, so why does this happen? It all comes down to rapport and bonding. When someone mirrors you, it's their brain's way of creating a subconscious connection. It signals that they're comfortable around you, and more importantly, that they want to establish a deeper level of intimacy. And this isn't just limited to body movements. It can show up in speech patterns, energy levels, and even breathing rhythms. Ever noticed how two people who are really into each other start finishing each other's sentences? That's mirroring in action. Here's how you can spot it. Posture shifts. If you cross your arms, they do the same. If you rest your chin on your hand, they follow speech patterns. They might start using the same phrases or expressions you do. Energy levels. If you're animated, they become more animated. If you're calm and composed, they tone down their energy to match breathing rhythms. This one is subtle, but when someone is deeply connected to you, their breathing will start syncing with yours. And here's a fun trick. If you want to test whether someone is mirroring you on purpose or unconsciously, make a small, random movement, like scratching your head or shifting in your seat. If they copy you within a few seconds, that's a pretty clear sign that their body is responding to you without them even realizing it. If someone is subtly mirroring you, Their body is already in sync with yours before their mind even realizes it. Now that we've covered 4 major signs that someone might be sexually attracted to you, let's put your observation skills to the test. Can you spot these signs in real life? If you've made it this far, drop "I'm paying attention" in the comments. Let's see how many of you have started noticing these subtle cues in your daily interactions. And because you stuck around till the end, it's time for that bonus sign we promised, one that most people overlook, but it might just be the most revealing clue of all. Here is the exact copy as requested. Here is the exact text as requested. Bonus sign, the direction of their feet. Now, here's a sign that almost nobody thinks about, but it's one of the most telling indicators of attraction. See, most people are pretty good at controlling their facial expressions, hand gestures, and even posture. But their feet, that's a whole different story. Body language experts agree that our feet are the least consciously controlled part of our body. They act on instinct, which means they often reveal the truth whether we want them to or not. If someone is attracted to you, their feet will naturally point in your direction, even when they're engaged in conversation with someone else. It's like their subconscious is literally leading them toward you. Next time you're in a group setting, try this. Don't just listen to what people are saying. Look at their feet. If they're angled toward you, even when they're talking to someone else, chances are you're the real center of their attention. The eyes might lie, the mouth can deceive, but the feet, they always tell the truth. Now that you have the tools to spot attraction in real time, use them wisely. The next time you're out with someone, pay close attention to these subtle signals. You might just realize someone's been attracted to you all along. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really helps us grow and reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, because we post daily. Oh, and share this video with someone who could use a little help decoding attraction. We've also recommended the perfect next video for you. Click on it now and we'll see you there. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow.